Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to episodes 8 to Prussia and beyond. Technically, this episode should be episode 9. However, I screwed up last episode that I was recording with the audio. It was just terrible. So I'm going to basically brief you what happened in the episode that I really fucked myself over with. Last time, we picked off as having Estonia vassalized and basically waging a massive war against Poland, Lithuania, and Denmark, as well as the remaining of the Livonian Order. However, afterwards, when I played the game and where the audio went wrong, I started to convert. So basically, it was conversion. So a conversion video. However, when I tried to convert, as you can see, I had a disaster, and we are still in one disaster because we need to seek religious unity. Religious unity. Currently, we are 54. I started to convert a region after another to try to stop a disaster. Also, in this disaster, I went to the peaceful route. You have two choices when this disaster happens. You can either go against the zealots, Catholic zealots, meaning that you're gonna have revolts, or you can choose a peaceful approach, and instead of sacrificing your men, you can sacrifice your diplo tech, admin tech, and military tech. However, I wasn't really sure about myself, so I actually hired mercenaries. We had the money. I also unmothballed all the forts, so all the forts are active in case of revolts. I'm still holding on to the mercs until we are entirely converted. After we are entirely converted, we are going to go to Brandenburg, and we are going to try to vassalize them and make us like as well. Since we converted, our opinion, the general opinion of us, really dropped. So if you see Saxony 69, that's not too bad. There was also a war against Bavaria. If you see, Austria has grown quite much. So yeah. So basically, last video, I sent people to the corners of the empire so that they will like us, because we don't want to start a massive coalition against us. Also, we saw that Brandenburg had a personal union under Lithuania, so we're probably going to go, if we're going to go against them in war. Lithuania is going to join, Oldenburg is going to join, not really a matter, but we are going to be all alone because we don't have a coast belly and so on and so forth. So it's going to be quite difficult. Therefore, we're going to ally ourselves with Bohemia. So, anyways, let's start. So, still converting. Also, in the old video, the advisor here was quite expensive, and we focused ourselves again on admin tech. As well as you can see, we have lots of people that want to separate. We have Catholic zealots, but also we are very close to Prussia. And one moment, here we go. We focused on the military. You can also upgrade. That's fantastic. But yeah, 50%. I don't want to risk it now. I'm going to upgrade my military tech because I can. So yeah. Another thing is that Russia suddenly began to dislike us. Still loves us, but dislikes us because maybe we're too Diplo. Maybe because we are too different now, and we got to border with them. So yeah. So back to converting. Here we go. Ooh, Poland had incorporated this. Also, we began to form a alliance, like a we began to form an alliance with Galicia because it has several claims on Poland. So we want them as our vassal. So we can't give them claims, basically. I hope that it gets devotion, or that was a devotion. Here we go. I want to have them as. Here we go. You know what? Let's do this. Let's offer an alliance to them. Perfect. Nice. And probably we're gonna have an event. 265. It's always nice. And can we? Oh my god. Huh. Also, shit. I forgot to, what the fuck is that? Okay, doesn't matter. We want we want as much Protestants as possible. We want it to spread. Here we go. They're begun to be Protestant. We want lots of conversions going on. Orthodox. Iceland is converting. Oh yeah, and we also looked on the religious map. We can see that Sunni is very wide. And yeah, you have also the Shia and so on, but yeah, Shia a bit on the Coptic. Not long though. Coptic. Shia. What? Okay, fair enough. So somebody got taken over. So yeah, we are probably overmanned by a lot. So we're probably going to say this thing bye-bye. Also, last time we had an awesome leader. Here we go. Bam, 8. And yeah, nice. I'm going to make a last spark. Great. And yeah, conversions need to be made, as well as men need to be produced. So here we go. We got a nice maneuver guy. Very good. I'm happy with this. I'm less happy with that, but it's fine. Easy dwarf on cube. Well. Okay, sorry. Manpower. Men. We got our men. So we will create templates. Anyways, we're gonna have a look at our men. 3, 5, 4. Okay, we need more units, more land units. Okay, so this is going to be a voiceover, because at the time the audio, well, basically fucked me over again. So basically now I am doing the land units, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and creating also artillery units and checking the objectives. So of course I'm going to check the map around to see what the constructions that I could do. I was thinking about maybe building up the area up for money. I'm still hesitating to make any army manpower commitments. So yeah, conversions, we're still converting, still focusing on the conversions. Of course, there's a big problem in the concern of that. I was still very concerned. I still didn't know what the church power did. So I was still very worried about that. How does it work? Because I never managed to know, I never played on this with this DLC before. So yeah, so now we're basically allied with Bohemia. So I hoped at the time that we could go on Brandenburg. And of course now we are trying to get more diplomatic relationship with them, since we're allies. Of course, as you see as well, the advisors are very expensive at the moment. They're expensive. I'm still thinking at this time that maybe I should have gone to war on this episode with Brandenburg, but you're gonna see what's going to happen. Managing again, I probably will be putting different units. Yeah, I will be managing the units at the time. So basically creating 2 different armies, and as well you're gonna see how I am going to basically build the armies, 2 different armies. So basically I'm going to divide them in different the amount of different units that I will have, like infantry, cavalry, and artillery. I want to have, as previously said, nearly the same amount of artillery and infantry, because you want to have your artillery units to cover the infantry, but you don't want to have them too much exposed. That's why sometimes you should get maybe 2 less. For example, if you have 8 infantry units, you want to have 6 cannons, because you don't want to have cannons exposed to your flanks. Of course, cavalry is there for the shock effect, so you do want cavalry, but not as much as before. So if you used to be, for example, if you are playing as one of the Asian countries, and for example the Ming, and you are in trouble with Mongols or one of the other Khanates, you will see that the Khanates will actually use a lot of cavalry, which is very effective against infantry. But later on in the game, it will be getting ineffective, because of cavalry will have fire weapons as well as artillery. So cavalry shock will only be useful as shock only for a small amount of time. So as you see, we are I was building up the different armies to try to get at least some kind of similarities between them. So at the end, I will have created 2 different units, Army 1 and Army 2. I think Army 1 would have gone to the south. So here we go. That was actually the event that I had last video, where the audio really fucked up. And that's, as you see, you can choose between unrest and administrative, diplomatic, and military power sacrifices. That's a peaceful route. The other route, you will have, rebels popping left and right in your country. And we want to have a stable country, because, we are surrounded with very powerful countries. We're surrounded with very powerful countries. They will take the opportunity. it's always nice to have prestige, so that was a nice event to have as well. Still worrying a bit about the army. We don't know at the time. I didn't know at the time what I was going to be expecting, but I was preparing for war. I was seriously considering at the time going towards Brandenburg, but like I was torn away. I was torn away between Brandenburg and the remaining of the Legion in order. As well, I apologize at the beginning of the video with lots of and so on, lots of hesitation. I hope this one is a bit more fluid. Yeah, still looking for a vassalization of this of Galicia. Still looking about it. I do not understand why it's so difficult after the DLC to try to vassalize the other country. Yeah, so the Court of Arms of Sweden, that was the event that I mentioned that happened. So, Sweden against Muscovy. So, let's see how this is going to roll out. It was actually difficult. I won most of the naval engagements, so these units were actually quite useful. You know, it's like I just created them, and now they had a use. So I accepted the war, still wanting to vassalize them, but of course vassalization is always more difficult in time of war than in peace times. So it's actually now more unlikely to vassalize them. Oh, yeah. So we see we had one naval engagement, but it didn't mark. It wasn't marked yet. So yeah. So we are nearly done converting. I don't know if it's in this video or next video that I finally managed to know what the Protestant religion can do, like this those different how do you call them? Question marks. Here we go. What these question marks would do. So maybe at the end of this video, I will have noticed how they function, or maybe it's going to be the next part. By the way, the next part is as well a bit messed up because still I had lots of static. I don't know what's happening, but I had lots of static. So I don't know what is like. I didn't know the lower one of this choice, so I just chose the above one, and I'm marching to Muscovy. Hope it was a wise choice on this one to go against Muscovy. At this time, well, you're gonna see, guys, what happened on next video. But I hope this was a wise choice. Sweden and I, really good friends. Sweden trying to round up their men. I should have actually directly gone with the Swedes, but now I'm actually directly marching on an area with lots of Russian troops, which is not very good. Now I'm checking the amount of troops that Muscovy has. I'm saying, that's gonna be easy, but you're gonna see. Yep, just right there, I really messed up. I said, no, go on, 13,000 in the south, come to the rescue, but it's probably going to be too late. The two-star, the two-star general of the Swedes would have gone towards the other stack, but yeah. So the Swedes basically bailed me out on this time. I still don't understand that. I still have some difficulties fighting, even though that I specialize myself into the attacks, into attacking, into offensive. So we are winning the battles left and right. The trade is going on. We are trying to find somebody that like us, improving relations. I thought like something bugged there. I don't know. It was re-bugged on this one. Like I was trying to find my allies, but I also put people in which weren't my allies. So I was like, oh, what the heck is going on? Like the Libyan order. Yeah, I still was in conflict who to choose as a rival. So Lithuania and Poland are my rivals, but so conversions are getting successful. So 8 months to the next conversion, and I still didn't figure out what the church power did. Maybe now. So I was I was curious, like, what does this do? So I'm going to explain it later when I focus on this page more. So going to siege a fort. So I think if you want to have your province to be held and not completely unheld like the previous province that I held from the Russian, the Ostrov, I think you have to hold one of the forts. You first need to siege the fort, and then you will be able to siege the other province. So then I checked, why aren't we winning? Where's our war score dropping? And it seems that we didn't yet siege the war. You want to siege the war to basically gain war score. But you can win battles how much you want, but if you don't siege your war score, your war score won't add up. So, like the 18,000 troops are sieging Letgalen. I don't know. It's like this province probably like Letgalen, maybe. Yeah, maybe Letgalen. But yeah, they decided, nope, we don't want that. So now, as you see, they begin to circle in on me. I was still focusing on sieging both forts, but soon I will be left alone by the Swedes. I was still saying, come on Estonia, help me out, support me, but too late. And I got smacked. My reinforcements came too late. Nothing. I really got smacked in the face at that point. Yeah, it's pity. So then my 13,000 arrived, and I said, should I really go there? And stupid me, I went there again, and these troops got smacked in the face as well. I was really confident because I thought that because I invested so much military points in offensive, that I would be able to take them. Because in my previous games as Prussia, the military strength, you could go against any country in the empire with maybe 10,000 men. The rest had maybe 5,000 men more than you, or maybe 10,000 men more than you. Just directly the shock effect will just halve the morale of the other men. But I realize now that it was actually much closer to the 17th century period than in the middle game, early game stages, early stages. So maybe you took a glimpse on that with the church power points. You need to have sufficient church power points to basically upgrade one of the question marks. If you got enough of them, you can have in the Protestant religion, I think as well on the other religion that you can convert to, certain assets. So like morale of armies, technology cost modifier, and other things. So now I decided to stick with the Swedes. I didn't want that this thing will happen again. So I stick with the Swedes, I followed the Swedes, I didn't press on the puzzle thingy. If you see, there's next to the combining the arm, the forces, there's 2 puzzles. I didn't click on it. But yeah, I went for the Swedes, but the war score wasn't ticking up for me. It was always ticking up for the Swedes. The Swedes took command of the battles. And I said, you know what, let's take the war goal. We're gonna siege this province, even though that's, it was a nice idea at first to stick with the Swedes, but I still detached myself and siege this province to add war score to my goal. So yeah, I won against Perm. These Russians are sieging in Sweden. Got rebels popping up left and right, and yeah, Estonia is just sieging Norway on its own. Nope. Just we are going to go on our sieging against thank you very much, Teutonic Order, but we are going to go our own way. So they are sieging happily in Norway while we are actually getting all the fights. Now, I was very generous to give this thing to Sweden. Very generous. But, yeah. And I thought that the war score actually would have transacted towards me. But no. So, I lost as well lots of diplo power and military power on this one, because I had 2 military leaders and I only had a place of 1. I wanted to finish sieging the fort there, and then go down to the 2,000 troops that was sieging Estonia. But yeah, I just left it there. I really wanted to siege this area, and then you see, thank God that I didn't move, because suddenly 26,000 troops appeared from nowhere. It was like, oh shit. And they were marching actually to the previous province that there were, so Lettingen or something like that. I don't know, like, I'm sorry, maybe you know, but there's a fort covering the name, so Letgallen or something like that. I don't know. So, yeah, I was debating, should I move, should I not? I didn't. I left. I stayed for the Swedes because I didn't want again a defeat. As you can see, my manpower was in the drain. Stability was high. I was still worried about the rebels, but I didn't let this go on me. I didn't let this influence my judgment. I went on the Empire trying to see more allies. Still was worried about having enough allies and what to do next. I was trying to seek friends. As you can see, all my diplomats were free at that time. So I was trying to make peace with people in the Empire to get a nice name, and I was really worried about Austria. Austria got big. I want to stop the war because I really wanted to focus myself west and not east. But as you can see, like, nothing was there because my war score was at this time of 9. But I could have gone outside of the war, but I wanted Pskov and Ostrov to be independent. I wanted to have a buffer because Muscovy is worrisome, and I didn't want that I just crossed over. Yeah, Ostrov and Pskov. I did want. That's actually the only thing I wanted from this war is the independence of these 2 states, because at the beginning, Pskov was a vassal of Muscovy, and now Muscovy integrated them. So I wanted them as a buffer here. So we updated as well in admin tech. And we are making some good money. Norway went out of the war. So autosave takes some seconds. Well, it's an Ironman. In Ironman, who always autosaves. It's always autosaves every month. So we're doing well, but our province got sieged. It got sieged. They won't be able to get much further south. We're trying to look to have an alliance with the Dutch, well, with Holland. But it was like Holland should be a bit bigger, and it isn't. So we hope that that Holland will get there, because Holland is really Holland gets really good if it gets big, like the tiny, like, Holland of our side. It's like nowadays Holland, and they have lots of mercs and so on that really do help you out. So we're making good money. We saved a lot of money thanks to the wars. We warred a lot and we got lots of money out of it. But I didn't check yet the inflation. So maybe next time I should come around that. So I was thinking, okay, let's go. It's like, let's go and break the siege, but the Swedes didn't follow. They focused somewhere else. The Estonians relieved their siege, they retook their lands. And yeah, the Swedes are just like, where should I go, what should I do? And suddenly, the Russians detached themselves. They left 2,000 men just there. So I said to myself, should I retake my lands or should I stick with the Swedes? The Swedes were going somewhere. I seriously didn't understand, but afterwards I saw that they are basically a siege region above the war wall. So the Russians basically followed them. Said, okay, you're there, fair enough. And okay, let's go. And I saw, oh. And I said, nope. And that was some bad judgment again from me. Some very bad judgment. We're doing good, considering that we have a higher military tank than Muscovy's. But we're still lost. Sweden coming late. And of course, my men are fleeing, like our men are fleeing to the capital. And we cannot siege our territory with 5,000 men, so that is nice to see. Like, they need more than 5,000 men to siege us. So here we go. Sweden kicking us. Sweden doing a very good job. For now, the Swedes really bailed us out. They bailed us out against the Livonian order. They're bailing us out against the Russians, and they bailed us out in the, I believe, in the collision war. So it's actually amazing. Like, Sweden is a very good ally to have as a Teutonic order. Yeah, Muscovy is not very big. Like, it got really slowed down. Like, Lithuania took terrains back as well, I believe. Nah, yeah, they did. They really got slowed down. So maybe in this game you won't see a strong Russia. Yeah, I was watching it on the war goal, but then suddenly -6, and then I saw, wow, okay, fair enough. This war is going nowhere. And then as well, rebels and so on. Well, it wasn't really going good for me at this time. So here we go, Pskov. I seriously wanted them to be granted independence because they would do a nice buffer. They really would do a very nice buffer against Muscovy. Yeah. And now you got the Estonians sieging happily. And we are on our way to win the war. But for now, all the Swedes basically did the most war score. And I thought it was very unfair because, fair enough, I lost a few battles, but I sieged quite lots of territory sometimes. See, this is the thing that I'm speaking of, which just I don't like. It's like the Estonians just sieged some terrain, managed to finish sieging it, and suddenly it disappears. It's just a waste of men because you get attrition when you siege a terrain, and it's just ridiculous. So basically, it seems that if you do siege a terrain without a fort on it, you have to siege a nearby fort to so that the terrain will not be easily revoked. So the Swedes help us out here again. Like they do really want to help us. It's nice to see the AI helping out a player. Because without the Swedes, we would have lost enormous territory. So, like, we earn so much money, like 11 ducats a month. That is enormous, especially for a country of our size. That is enormous. But I actually discovered afterwards, like, oh, this cannot be. So probably there was an advisor that died. So now I am really fed up because of the war score, and because I want to go outside the war. Like, this war is getting costly for me, especially in manpower. I have no men left, and basically I said, you know what? Let's buy lots of mercs. We do have the money. Let's get lots of mercs out and let's siege Moscow. Let's just march straight to Moscow with all these men. Plus, I had a free military general. So that was paying extra. So I told myself, you know, let's go there. So we are losing claims, and this actually crippled me for the next video. I lost so many claims, and yeah, I had to form new ones basically. So the game will be trickier. It's very tricky, especially with all these like truce expiring, and we are losing the Conquest Valley. So I said, hey, finally, we won. I will be choosing Protect against Lithuania, because this is basically trying to have more men than Lithuania itself, and our maximum men, like number of maximum men that we can have, I believe is 25. So yeah, Lithuania is 24, so I have at least the same amount of men as Lithuania. So if we are actually going to battle against Lithuania, we will actually win, because we attack them with the military. So I was going to be preparing to pause this video there and continue the war against Muscovy next time. And yeah, as you see, I was planning, say, hey, we are going to take this part. And yeah, I was really upset because, as you see, the war goal was again unsieged. And yeah, we wanted to go, you know, we wanted to siege more of it. Yeah, and I was afterwards planning again. Yeah, let's go to Brandenburg, try to numb down Austria and so on. And we really want to have France as an ally now because we pissed off the Russians. And yeah, I pointed out that Castile ate Aragon. Ate Aragon a bit, and that France went into the Iberian Peninsula. Amazingly, Portugal didn't colonize Morocco. The Mamelukes seem to be on a stalemate against the Ottomans, and the Ottomans are doing like I didn't really know if the Ottomans were doing good or if they were doing bad, but they were doing, it seemed, okay for them. Yeah. So as you can see, our country is a nice long stretch. So yeah, probably I post the video there. Anyways, guys, tell me if you liked the video. Leave a comment and like, and I'm really apologize for this voiceover, and as well for the next video that will be having a voiceover as well. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you later.